away from that shop. It's my business, not yours. I will manage it alone.
When my wife joined me abroad, I truly believed life was finally falling into place. For 2 solid years, I carried the weight of our home alone. Everything rested on my shoulders. I worked longer hours, night shifts, weekends, anything to keep us afloat. She tried to get a job, but nothing worked out.
Honey, I'm tired of applying for jobs.
Don't worry. Continue applying. One day you'll be employed.
When? This is the 6th interview that failed. I am overwhelmed. If nothing is done soon, I will be depressed.
I am not happy about the situation, but let's keep believing.
I pray so because I'm tired of being a liability to you.
Each rejection drained her confidence, and watching that hurt me deeply. One evening, she sat beside me and said softly, "Darling, I don't want to be a burden forever. I'm business-minded. Let's open a shop so I can support the family."
Honey, I am tired of seeing you stress yourself paying our bills. I am a business-minded person. Can we open a beauty shop?
That's a good idea, my love. I knew starting a business abroad was extensive, dangerously expensive. But she was my wife. I trusted her. I believed in her dreams more than I believed in my fears. I poured my entire life savings into that shop. I borrowed from the bank. I signed papers that could bury me for years if things failed. I told myself, it's a man's sacrifices for his family. At first, it worked. The business flourished. Money flowed. Hope returned. I reduced my working hours. I finally spent time with our 2 children. All right, kids, I've got some snacks for us.
Yay, I'm hungry.
Here you go. Let's eat together.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Enjoy. I laughed again. I believed again. I told myself, we'll clear the loan soon. We're finally stable. I had no idea that was the calm before the storm. Slowly, things changed. I began to notice changes in my wife's attitude towards me. She stopped sleeping with me in our bedroom and moved into the guest room. Then, I became paranoid about her sleeping in the guest room. At first, I approached her to communicate with her and know what was wrong with her, but she gave me a necessary excuse. My love, what is wrong with you? You've changed drastically.
Please, I need some space right now.
Please, we need to talk. Then came the surprising total change of her attitude that sent cold that chilled down my spine. My wife employed sales girls without my knowledge and stopped going to the shop regularly. She stayed in bed while I prepared the kids for school after a long night shifts. My love, could you please take the children to school? I am tired. I just returned from work.
Leave me alone. If you can't take them to school, let them stay at home.
But they have to go.
Then take them by yourself.
I slept barely 2 hours a day. I picked the kids alone. I cooked and cleaned. My wife would sleep, ate and goes to the store whenever she felt like. Her contributions towards our household finances slowly reduced. When I questioned about the business, she would tell me that the business had slowed down. For that reason, I had to work extra hours to meet up with our household finances. Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Remember, your support helps us do better. Little did I know that my wife had been lying to me for months. Each time I mentioned going to the shop, she would explode and become furious, aggressive and defensive.
Who gave you the effrontery to go to the shop without my permission?
We started this business with my hard-earned money.
It's my business, not ours. A man who cannot pay his family bills without expecting something from his wife is a lazy man.
My love, I would like to visit the shop today to see how things are going.
Stay away from that shop. It's my business, not yours. I will manage it alone.
After my wife slapped me on mentioning that I wanted to go visit our beauty shop, I started investigating her privately. One morning, while she was still on the bed, I went to drop the kid to school and drove straight to the shop to see how the shop was doing. This time, I didn't inform her that I was going there. When I got there, to my utmost shock, the shop was booming. Hi, are you okay?
Yes, I'm good. And you?
I'm good. How can I address you?
My name is Jane.
My name is Charles, your boss's husband.
Okay, you're welcome, Charles. How may I help you?
How long have you been working here?
I can't answer your question because you're not my boss. Miss Joy, your husband is here.
Jane, make sure my husband doesn't touch anything in that shop. Is that clear? Crystal clear, Mrs. Joy.
That's fine. Can I have the sales book?
I'm sorry, Charles. You can't have it.
Why?
My boss instructed us not to grant you access to the sales book or anything that concerns the shop.
No.
Okay, see you later.
Joy, we need to talk.
I don't have time to talk with a lazy man like you.
You called me a lazy man?
Yes, you're a lazy man.
Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Joy, you called me a lazy man after investing all my earnings into that business.
A man who cannot pay his family bills without expecting something from his wife is a lazy man.
Honey, why are you doing this to me? I don't deserve this kind of treatment.
Who gave you the effrontery to go to the shop without my permission?
We started this business with my hard-earned money.
It's my business, not ours. The first person to start a business for his wife?
Emptied my account and borrowed money from the bank just to start this business for us.
And so what?
Before now, my wife had been traveling to Nigeria frequently, even when she had lamented that the business had slowed down. Something is really wrong with you because the last time I checked, you didn't contribute a pound to that business.
How dare you say something is wrong with me?
You hate me!
You deserve it!
After we've had series of serious arguments, I decided I was never going to ask her anything concerning the shop again. That was because we were living in a world where women's rights are highly recognized and considered more than men's rights. Therefore, I had to apply wisdom to avoid had I known. To you watching this, I would like you to know this. Learn to love with boundaries because love without boundaries can turn into self-destruction. Learn to trust with caution because trust is powerful, but blind trust is dangerous. Sacrificing for people you love should never mean erasing yourself completely. To get what I needed, I went on my knees and apologized to my wife. This made her believe that we had settled the matter. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified each time a new video is uploaded.
What do you want?
My queen, I don't need anything. I just come to check on my beautiful sunshine.
What's your point now?
I shouldn't have interfered in your business. My love, I am so sorry for questioning you about your business. I should have left that business for you to manage it yourself. I promise never to question you.
Remember to stick to your promise.
After us pretending to have settled our differences, we continue living together with physical peace, but in deep and unseen battles. I continue to foot all our bills. I struggle between taking care of our kids, working night shifts, and paying bills. I never questioned her about the business or complained about piled up bills again. I showed her all the responsibilities. My wife doesn't care if our kids eat, goes to school, or buy them kids essentials. So after our peace agreement, she continues sleeping in the guest room as usual. I only go to the guest room to greet her and address her as my queen just to gain her trust. It's funny, right? Don't worry. Wisdom is profitable and you need it in your life. My love, good morning.
Good morning.
Trust your night was awesome?
Yes, and yours?
Good.
What do you want?
My queen, I don't need anything. I just come to check on my beautiful sunshine. You know I love you, right?
I know.
I am truly sorry for what transpired between us last week.
So what's your point now?
I shouldn't have interfered in your business. Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be notified each time a new video is uploaded. I promise not to interfere in that business again unless you permit me to do otherwise.
That's fine, but you know I am a woman who just wanted to be pampered and cared for.
You're right, my queen. I planted a secret camera in our guest room without her knowledge. And that was so easy to do because I had won her trust as the arrogant hazard I am. Therefore, I had unlimited access to some certain things she thought were necessary to hide. I did this just to get her secret conversations. Strangely, my wife started traveling frequently to Nigeria. Unlike her previous trips that she would inform me months ahead of time before traveling. This time, she only tells me maybe 3 days ahead when her trip was due to go. As a man who doesn't want to ruin his life, I don't question her about her urgent travels. I would only bid her safe trips and wished her well. In all her trips to Nigeria, we hardly speak over the phone. She doesn't take my calls when I called her. Rather, she only calls me when she wanted. And each time I manage to ask her why she doesn't like taking my calls, her excuses will fill up the air. On one of my wife's trips to Nigeria, she desperately called telling me she was stalked. She asked me to go to the shop and collect money from one of her workers to send her. This time, she had trusted me with everything in the shop. So when I got to the shop, I requested for the sales book and it was given to me. I scanned the sales records and found out that my wife had been making millions of pounds while I was struggling to pay our bills. I took photos of some major sales records. I collected the money from the sales girl. I sat down calculating my investment. Tears ran down my cheek, but I comforted myself and continued with plans. After I found out that the shop was doing amazingly well, that made me to dig more into what my wife had been doing with the money she had been making from the shop. I entered our guest room to check the secret camera immediately I got home. What I saw in the camera shocked me. I saw bags that she left unlocked before she traveled. I found out my wife had documents of houses she had built in Nigeria. These findings made me call my nephew to help me monitor our movements in Nigeria. David, my wife is in Nigeria. Please help me monitor all her movements and give me feedback. Okay, brother. I will do as you say. Sorry, where are you coming from?
What type of question is that?
I am very serious with this question.
You can't be serious.
Refusing accountability is a red flag. Money secrets destroy love faster than arguments. Healthy marriages allow questions without fear, shouting, or manipulation. Betrayal thrives where silence and tolerance live. After I had called my cousin to help me investigate my wife, I went back to the installed camera in the guest room. I listened to my wife's phone conversation with her boyfriend and watched her short video calls she made with her boyfriend. What I saw in those video calls made me cry, and that made me conclude that my wife was nothing but a hoe A woman could expose her bare body to her boyfriend on camera, but had denied her husband his conjugal rights. Meanwhile, through the camera recordings, I found out that she had been sending money to her boyfriend in Nigeria, changes his car every year ever since they started dating. She had planned with him to bring him over here. I thought I had seen it all. I ran back to cross-check the documents I saw previously in her bag. Lo and behold, my wife built a house for her boyfriend in Nigeria, while we have not even molded a single brick or block back home. I called my wife on phone to question her about what I saw in our guest room. She picked up the phone and ended the call instantly. Hey love, it's me. Are you there?
This is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Who's that?
It's my husband.
Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be notified each time a new video is uploaded. I called my nephew to see if he had gotten any tangible information about my wife's movements. My nephew told me that my wife was living with her boyfriend in the house she built for him.
Hi, my love. I missed you so much.
Babe, I missed you too.
I came back just to have fun with you.
According to him, my wife had built 3 massive buildings in Nigeria. But it surprised me that none of these buildings were built in my name nor our kids' names. He told me that she had secretly married her so-called boyfriend. My beautiful wife, you look radiant.
And you, my handsome husband, are perfect.
This day is a dream for.
A dream with you forever.
When I heard this cold run down my spine, it was at that point I decided to move on with my life. But before I moved on, I had to do something that will always remind her that I married her and brought her here. To you watching me, take note. Refusing accountability is a red flag. A partner who explodes when questioned is often protecting something. Healthy marriages allow questions without fear, shouting, or manipulation. Money secrets destroy love faster than arguments. If one partner controls money without accountability, resentment and suspicion will grow. All agree on access, records, and regular financial reviews together. Betrayal thrives where silence and tolerance live. After gathering all my findings, I made a drastic decision without wasting time. I stopped paying all our piled-up bills, stopped mortgage payments, and I removed her name from all my documents, insurance records, and everything that had to do with her. When my wife was busy in Nigeria with her secret boyfriend and husband, I had already planned my exit from the marriage while I waited for her return.
How dare you go through my bag?
I'm not your weak husband. I ain't afraid of you or the police, stupid woman.
Joy, where are you coming from?
What type of question is that?
I am very serious with this question.
You can't be serious.
You're not going anywhere.
Watch me.
You will not enter this house unless you tell where you're coming from.
It's like you want my action before you make way for me.
Amen.
You have suddenly forgotten too soon.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I am.
I will teach you a lesson you will never forget.
Let me teach you a lesson first.
You hit me!
Move out of my way now!
When my wife returned from Nigeria, I stopped her from entering our house and this made us fight.
You all pay this!
Get out!
Let go! Wait! Where's it going? Wicked!
This woman is wicked.
Fought not because I wanted it that way, but because I was bitter about how she betrayed me. After we had a fight, I couldn't go to work for 3 days. I was so ashamed of myself, and that's because of the neighbors who videotaped us on that day. 5 days later, I asked her to explain about the documents I found in her bag in our guest room. She slapped me, took the documents from me, and said that she had nothing to explain. Joy, could you explain the meaning of these documents?
How dare you go through my bag?
You slapped me? What is wrong with you?
I have nothing to explain. Stay away from my privacy. If not, you will die a miserable death.
As a man who doesn't want to ruin his life and plans, I didn't retaliate because I wouldn't allow a woman who doesn't mean well for me to ruin my life. And I didn't drag the documents with her because I had photocopied them before she returned. 10 days later, after I had a fight with her, I left the house and the children for her and moved on with my life. I left the children for her because I knew that we're living in a world where only women are given custody over the children. And the man is only allowed to see the children if the woman permits him. So I wouldn't want to fight over our children's custody, which would amount to nothing. Before my wife returned from Nigeria, I had planned to move abroad, secure a job and accommodation. While I waited for her, that was why it's so easy for me to move out of the house to take proper care of my mental health. When your partner becomes secretive, defensive, and dishonest, do not ignore the signs, but also do not rush into reckless reactions. Gather the truth, set clear boundaries, and think carefully about your next steps. Immediately I left, I blocked her number and also blocked her on all social media platforms so that she couldn't reach me anymore. Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Remember, your support helps us do better. Barely 1 month I left. The news was all over the place that my wife had invited a boyfriend from Nigeria. He lived with my wife and our kids, and my wife gave him full access to our beauty shop. I started receiving messages and calls from friends and some few family members concerning my wife's lifestyle and about how my wife's boyfriend travels to China to buy goods for her. Babe, thank you so much for making this possible.
I can do anything for you, my love.
Baby, I'd like you to start managing our beauty shop and also travel to China to buy goods.
Wow, that's a good idea. Thank you so much, my love. I love you. Within 8 months of my wife's boyfriend managing the beauty shop, they started having problems concerning how he spent money.
You're too extravagant. You've literally spent more than half of our monthly budget on clothes and shoes in just 2 weeks.
Don't ever in your life shout at me again. Do you think you can control me the way you control your husband?
Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Remember, your support helps us do better.
So you call this control? Don't bring Charles into this. I didn't know you were this arrogant.
Any day you lay your filthy hands on my face, you will regret it. I'm not your weak husband.
I will teach you a lesson you will never forget in a high.
Do you think I am here to play with you? Try me and see yourself in the mortuary.
Hello, this is Mrs. Charles. I have an emergency. And in OL11 90 Hilton.
Am I afraid of you or the police, stupid woman?
But after the argument, her boyfriend continued with his extravagant behavior. My wife called the police on her boyfriend after she had a fight with him, and he was arrested, detained, and is later deported.
Are you Mrs. Charles?
Yes, arrest this man. He is an intruder.
No, wait. This is a misunderstanding.
I'm monitoring everything going on between her and the lover from the hidden cameras in my house. All these happened within the space of 2 years. Someone who I had lived with for over 5 years but had not slapped her for 1 day. Just a year plus into their relationship, she was beaten blue and black. For you going through this type of abuse in your marriage, when you discover betrayal or deep imbalance in your marriage, emotions like anger, pain, and disappointment can easily take control. But this is exactly when wisdom is most needed. Acting out of rage may only deepen the damage and make the situation worse for you. Wisdom helps you pause, observe, and make decisions that protect your peace, your dignity, and your future. One day, my wife went to the shop and found out that the shelves were scanty. The shop was no longer booming like before.
Good day, Mrs. Charles.
Thank you all. What's going on here? There are no goods in the store. Business has been slow these days. Why didn't you guys restock? Is there no money in the shop? There's no money and you've been collecting it for 6 months without buying goods. That's not true. It is. We've nothing to work with. You all should prepare your resignation letter because I can't afford your salaries. What about our 6-month salary arrears? I will figure it out. Just get your resignation letter ready or I'll fire you all.
Just piled up with no money to clear them off. Letters for unpaid mortgage started coming in. When she realized she was getting depressed because of the situations, she started calling and texting me, but unfortunately she couldn't reach me because I had blocked her immediately I left.
This is too much for me. There is no money to pay for my bills, mortgage, and my kids' upkeep. I have to search for my husband to ask for his forgiveness.
Before I continue with my story, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Remember, your support helps us do better. My wife couldn't pay for our mortgage, utility bills, or our kids' upkeep. One fateful day, I received a message from one of my friends who said in the message that my kids looked haggard, dirty, and unkempt. I didn't respond to the message because I was still struggling with my mental health. So one of my friends sent her my address. One fateful day, I came back from work, sat on the couch to rest my head. My doorbell rang. I peeped out of the window to see who it was. I was shocked to see our kids and their mother standing in front of my door. My heart sank immediately. I opened the door and asked them to come in. Our kids went down on their knees, begging and apologizing on behalf of their mother. My wife joined them immediately.
Daddy, please forgive our mother. We miss you so much.
Come into the house, my lovely kids. I stopped them instantly and ushered them into my house to avoid attracting people's attention. She went on her knees immediately. She entered my living room holding all the documents to the houses she had built in Nigeria.
Honey, please forgive me. It's the work of the devil. These are all the documents to the houses I built in Nigeria. You can have them.
Joy, could you please stop this drama?
I know I've offended you so much, but please come back. The shop has collapsed. I can't pay our bills and mortgage. Things are getting worse every day.
All I wanted then was peace of mind, but you gave me hell.
Please come back. I promise to be humble and respectful. Our kids need you, but I'm sincerely sorry for all my actions.
So add about your boyfriend. You ruined our marriage because of a man who couldn't provide for you, let alone the children.
It was a big mistake on my part. I didn't know what came over me. I believe I was hypnotized. Please forgive me.
Are you saying that you built house for him, bought a car, made video calls with him under the influence of charm? After much pleading, I forgave my wife and took her back because of my kids' actions. But unfortunately, our marriage was in shambles due to lack of trust. I couldn't imagine trusting a woman who betrayed me several times. Sometimes the wisest response is not loud confrontation, but calm clarity and strategic decisions that safeguard your life and the well-being of your children. Remember, wisdom is not weakness. It is the strength to respond thoughtfully when pain tries to push you into regret. It didn't occur to me that my wife had underlying illness which can't be treated.
Please forgive me. I don't know if I will come out of this.
Remember your words. You told me that I'll die a miserable death. I pray you come out of this.
I'm so sorry, Charles. I was wrong. I know I hurt you so much. Find a place in your heart to forgive me.
I have forgiven you long time ago. So what you're dealing with now is your karma. Just focus on getting better. It's okay. I'm right here with you.
It hurts so much.
I know, but you're strong. When people hurt you intentionally, they blame devil, but they forget that karma has a quiet but powerful way of teaching lessons. When someone intentionally hurts others, they may feel powerful or victorious at first. Deep inside, the weight of their actions slowly begins to follow them. Guilt, regret, broken relationships, and loss of trust can become heavy shadows that refuse to disappear. The same pain they once caused often returns in unexpected ways, through loneliness, disappointment, or the realization that they destroyed something genuine. Karma is not always loud or immediate, but its emotional impact can be deep. In the end, hurting others often leaves a person facing the hardest truth of all. They must live with the consequences of the pain they created. What did you learn from my story? What would you have done differently if you were in my shoes? Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell for more interesting true life stories like this. Thanks for watching.